welcome
to
the
Naked
Gaming
Podcast. Really? Okay, with me, Lee Milner.
and me, Chris Perro. So how's your gaming been this month? What have you been up to?
I've been playing Animal Crossings
Again?
again.
What was the last thing that you caught?
A butterfly.
Oh, that's cool. But you don't like butterflies in real life?
No, that's why I caught
Why are you
it.
scared of the butterfly?
And then I threw it in the ocean. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I love
Die,
butterflies.
butterfly.
And also Streets of Rage.
Oh yeah, we did a bit of Streets of Rage, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And we got a new telly for gaming
Oh my god.
after
Telligate.
4 attempts.
Telligate.
Yeah, and we won't go into it, but the first one was
It made
smashed.
you a bit angry, didn't it?
The first one was smashed, the second one was the wrong telly, and the third one, I'm still waiting for the refund, but it's all fine.
It could
TV
be
rage.
TVs of rage. No, forget it.
Well, last time round we heard about a really cool virtual reality campus at the University of Lincoln where you actually went to university.
Yeah.
Really cool. Check this out.
Fortunately, one of my colleagues from the School of Media has created this absolutely fantastic swaggering swan. He's managed to capture the essence of swantude, perfectly. It struts, it swaggers, it's got this kind of like funky attack mode.
Thanks to Dr. Chris Hedliand, you can see a video of the 3D swan now on our Twitter page.
Swans and drunk people. Anyway, this is our June edition, which we're filming again.
Yeah.
Hopefully the editing will go okay.
You look fabulous, can I just say?
Thank you. I've got the
I
lighting.
am wearing my Quizmaster t-shirt.
Quizmaster.
'Cause we
My
were
mum
doing
got it. My mum got it for you.
Pub quizzes with the
And
fam.
you now
didn't we?
do. It's a regular thing, isn't it?
And who won the last pub quiz?
I did.
There we go. So what's our plan for this month then? What have we got?
So we'll be looking at how the gaming industry has reacted to the Black Lives Matter protests around the world.
Going to have the latest on the PlayStation 5 as well, actually, because there are new games, this huge reveal, announcement, event, so much stuff to go through there as well.
And how one granddad is using games to actually stay in touch with his friend over in California during lockdown.
I think so, especially my age, because we've been really locked away all the time. This gave me an outlet and somebody to talk to and actually talk about things that are going on.
New releases include The Last of Us Part 2 and Desperados 3. I was thinking, because we did Streets of Rage 4, that's 2, 3, 4, and we've played Street Fighter 5. How high can you go in the numbers? You've been playing Mortal Kombat 11, haven't you? So
I don't even look at the numbers, I just see
Just
Mortal
play-
Kombat, just play it.
Oh,
matter.
I found a game for you, by the way, which I'm
yeah.
going to make you play, called Serial Cleaner. Rather than Serial Killer, he goes around and cleans up after all the bad guys have done their dirty
Well, I'd be a
work.
pro.
I think you'd be
But
amazing.
it's not my own house, so I don't think I'd be bothered.
You don't care, do
No.
you? Oh, Alex Rhodes has been getting busy again this month.
You see, it has the tendency to run unskippable ads. It's free to download, so I get it. That's for Subway Simulator 3D. Wow. Fortunately, my life isn't quite that tragic yet.
Guess what we made him play?
Subway Simulator.
Absolutely. You can subscribe to this podcast. It's at Naked Gaming Pod everywhere. On Twitter, on YouTube. Look for Lee Milner, Chris Barrow, and subscribe for all the goodness. First of all this month, let's head over to the news desk / dining table area with Lee Milner.
Black Lives Matter protests have been taking place around the world after the death of George Floyd in police custody in Minneapolis. And the world of gaming has been reacting in different ways. Infinity Ward has announced it will be trying harder to ban racist names from its Call of Duty games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, including permanent bans for repeat offenders. They've also released a message supporting Black Lives Matter, which shows up every time you start the game. The indie gaming website itch.io, which has featured on this podcast before, released a gaming bundle of more than 1,700 games, which you can download for a minimum donation of $5. The money went towards funding the Black Lives Matter movement. In 10 days, they raised more than $8 million. Rockstar Games shut down access to Grand Theft Auto Online and Red Dead Online for 2 hours to honour the legacy of George Floyd, and many other gaming companies posted their own tributes. However, as we record this podcast, several indie developers have removed their games from Steam to protest against Valve's lack of support for the Black Lives Matter movement. With one developer, Julian Glander, saying over the past few weeks, Steam and Valve have chosen not to address the Black Lives Matter movement, failing to make even a broad and generic statement about racial justice. Finally, Sony delayed the reveal of PlayStation 5, originally scheduled for June 4th, saying they did not feel it was time for a celebration.
Thanks to Lee Milner, our gaming newsreader. And speaking of the PlayStation 5, after the initial delay, the big reveal did in fact come on the 11th of June. And we finally found out what it's going to look like, and also when it might be released. We saw quite a few games there as well. So Rhiannon Bevan, who's a gamer and writes for GameLuster.com, is going to take us through the big announcements.
The future of gaming is here. Well, according to Sony it is anyway. In a 2-hour event that was streamed online, we got a first glimpse at the PlayStation 5, how it looks, the new games, and even a look at the tech specs of the console.
It was great to kick today off with a look back at just some of the seminal moments of the last 25 years.
All in all, 26 games were officially announced, including Demon's Souls, Spider-Man Miles Morales.
A hero's just someone who doesn't give up. Your dad said that. He was right. Now it's your turn.
And Horizon Forbidden West.
The old ones perished 1,000 years ago. Their great cities turned to graves.
And there's also a new version of Grand Theft Auto 5 with extra content. Plus, there's 2 versions of the console. There's the standard PS5, complete with a 4K Blu-ray drive, and then there's a discless version called the PS5 Digital Edition. It's supposed to be able to play games in 8K resolution, which is a lot of pixels, but the reveal stream was broadcast in a lower quality because of the current coronavirus pandemic. When is this launching? Well, the PS5 should be coming to a living room near you holiday 2020, so just before the end of the year. And how much will it all cost? Industry experts expect it to be around £450, but there's been no official announcement yet, so we'll have to wait and see.
Thanks, Rhiannon Bevan. I actually read one report that says there might be a shortage of consoles when it does eventually launch because of coronavirus, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one.
And we will do. Who knows what will happen when it eventually comes. Now here's one for you, Lee. I think you'll find this quite interesting. China's most famous esports player, Jian Jiao, has officially retired from gaming at the age of 23. He says it's because of ill health. He's known as Uzi online, as in the gun.
How can you retire at the age of 23?
Well, he said that gaming was actually making him ill. And he
I
says
can kind of see that though.
He's developed...
It's not the best lifestyle, is it?
Well, because along with it goes eating rubbish.
But
staying up late.
You could eat rubbish, play games, and then go for a run.
Well, you could, and this is interesting because in November, in China, they've actually banned gaming for under 18s from 10 at night till 8 in the morning. So you actually cannot game between those times if you're that.
It's an interesting issue, isn't it? Because we know some people who play games all the time.
Like far too much.
They don't leave their bedrooms, and I think it is about kind of getting that balance of kind of enjoying gaming. But I say that, but some people, I've met people who are very, very competitive and they win thousands of pounds through it. So you can see why they're so dedicated to it. But it's also, you've got to get out there. You've got to have that kind of balance, haven't you?
Well, interesting. I've read the statement here. Uzi's also called Mad Dog, if you're interested, and Jian Jiao as well. He says, I regret to inform you I'm proudly making the decision to retire as a result of staying up late for years, a fatty diet, and being under insurmountable stress. Last year I found out that I was type 2 diabetic.
Wow.
So that's actually... Retiring at the age of 23, it's huge, isn't it? So
maybe we'll have to do another kind of story focusing on kind of how to be healthy and a gamer.
Yeah, we'll look at that in our next episode.
Stop kidding around. Snake? Snake!
Now, how about this for a story, right? Gary Bohill-Mann is a full-time carer for his wife. He's a granddad, and at the age of 74, he actually plays games, which I know it sounds surprising.
It's unusual, though.
Yeah. But we haven't had many 74-year-old gamers on the podcast. He's been using gaming, though, to meet up with his friend Mike Nolan, who's 71, so that they can play Division 2 and Ghost Recon together. Now, Gary's based in East Anglia in the UK, and Mike's in California.
Quite a distance.
Yeah, but they're using gaming to keep in contact.
It's an amazing story. They actually met online, and Gary's granddaughter, Tallulah, actually enabled them to meet by helping him fly over to California.
Oh, they were reunited
So
in
cool.
person.
And they made a film about it called Game of Life. We're going to hear from Mike later on, but first let's start with Gary and Tallulah together. I managed to catch up with them and just ask them a little bit about how he got into gaming.
I've always played games, I mean, right back when I was a lot younger, I used to play chess and those things, and I had the usual sort of games of Risk, Elite Soldiers, played those in war gaming scenarios. And when I got my first computer, I got it to do work for my degree, and I found out you could play video games on it, and there was one called Dungeon Keeper, and I graduated from there, really.
And games nowadays are so complicated, and the graphics are so good, and they're very realistic as well. Is that, I suppose, one of the attractions that brought you to some of the most current games? Because the Division 2 is hugely, complicated, and it's about taking cover and stuff like that. I guess that's one of the attractions nowadays.
Yeah, it is. I mean, your avatar, you sort of get into it, and it's a lot more technical now, and the graphics are brilliant, and it's good.
And tell us about this meeting, because one of the key moments of the film is this journey and this flight. So tell us how that all came to be.
We knew from the start that to make this film work and make it a journey, we want to have the moment where they meet. Mm. I mean, at the time it seemed pretty ambitious that we were going to take my 74-year-old granddad all the way to Los Angeles. So I spoke to Mike because obviously we needed to get him on board, and he was great, and he was really friendly from the start and really, really keen and up for it. I really wanted to meet my granddad, which I guess shows how strong their friendship was.
Yeah, I've got a beard. There's a voice I'm used to. Hi, buddy. God, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Put a face to it. Look at you. You're looking nice and healthy. You don't look so bad yourself, mate. I'm okay for a little part. We could go over to the village. You were talking about going on a walk around the village to see it. That'd be good. Yeah. Anyway, they do have a place that does serve tea over there that you guys might enjoy. Yeah, be good.
How often do you talk through the game? And I suppose it's not just one game, because I know you play many different ones, but is it like a daily thing, a weekly thing?
We play daily. I usually go on about 2 o'clock, and Mike comes on 2:30, 3. I mean, he must get up really early because of the time difference.
Yeah, what is the time difference? It must be super early for him.
And he's already been online, and we've been chatting before we started this.
Oh, I see. Oh, you've got a clock there that's... so you know when to call him.
California time, yeah.
And, we're in kind of unusual, weird times at the moment. A lot of people are staying in more than they normally would be. Have both of you found gaming to be useful during this time? Because I've certainly been playing more than ever myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think so, especially my age group, because we've been really locked away all the time.
Yeah.
It gave me an outlet and somebody to talk to and actually talk about things that are going on.
How amazing is that?
Such a good story, isn't it?
You can see why she made a movie out of it. It could be a blockbuster movie. Two men. Gaming brought them together.
Is that how your voiceover...
Yeah.
Audition.
Available for voiceovers.
With that voice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can check out the film all about Gary and Mike, which was co-produced by Leanne Rogers and Tallulah Self. Just search for Game of Life on Vimeo and it will appear there. Funded by Red Bull.
Amazing, isn't it? I did actually try and play some Division 2 with Gary and Mike online. I spent ages installing Division 2 and then tried to hook up with them, but I realised they were playing on Xbox and I was on PlayStation. So, never mind.
Oh dear, maybe next time.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Naked Gaming Podcast with me, Lee Milner, and Chris Barrow, and this is also available on a video podcast. So just search for us online. YouTube is the place to go.
And do subscribe on the podcast as well, because there's bonus bits on the podcast that are really worth listening out for. Let's go on to our new releases. There are quite a few this month. We've got to start with one of the most anticipated games of all time, The Last of Us Part 2.
Scale of 1 to 10. How would you rate our kiss from last night?
You all know the drill. Run your routes, mark your logbooks. You run into anything you can't handle.
Ellie!
You come back.
Now, you've been playing this a lot.
Because it came out 2 days before we recorded this episode, so I've been trying to get in as much as I can. I have to say, obviously it's amazing. Everyone's giving it 10 out of 10 reviews. Now, I could just go, this is an amazing game, buy it.
Okay.
You're gonna do that already.
Okay,
it's a given.
And by the way, it's cheaper at some places as
We
well.
found it in Tesco's the other day. 50 quid. And it's 55 for download, so...
That's strange.
It is
They're
very,
normally cheaper
very unusual.
through downloading, but...
Yeah, I'm shocked by that. But anyway, the way this one works, it directly carries on from The Last of Us Part 1.
Mm-hmm.
I really think you should go and play The Last of Us Part 1 if for any reason you haven't at all. The story follows directly on. You start off by playing as 3 characters and they all come together and meet at a certain point. Now, 2 of the characters are the ones you played as before. The other one called Abby, I really didn't care for Abby.
Wow.
I was like, why am I playing as Abby?
You're sacked off.
I couldn't be bothered with Abby. I was getting angry. But then the moment when they meet, it becomes clear why you're playing as Abby. And it's like mic drop. The audio's a bit all over the place. So if you're watching the cutscenes, it goes, rah! And it's too loud. And then they'll be talking like this. Oh, let's go to the beach. And you think, well, sorry, say that again?
It's like this podcast.
How dare you? Are you judging my skills?
No, so...
The only thing I will say is it's got more than 60 accessibility settings. So if you have difficulty gaming, for example, there are actually one-handed controls, for example, that you can play with. You can adjust the colours. You can have directions in case you suffer with your hearing, for example. So they've made it really easy for everybody to play. So I love that.
But you said this has loads of cutscenes in.
Yeah, you wouldn't like this game. It's like Metal Gear Solid.
We all know what I hate. I hate cutscenes. I just want to get in there, shoot some baddies, kill some people.
Yeah.
Sounds like my... No, I'm joking.
Sounds like what?
Sounds like my normal day. I really don't do that. I'm a good citizen.
You work for the BBC, my friend.
But you just... they know. I don't want to be sitting down watching things forever in a day.
It's not for you, but it is a 10 out of 10.
Well, The Last of Us Part 2 is out now as a PS4 exclusive at £55.
Or 50 if you go to Tesco's.
Or 50 if you go to Tesco's.
Now, there's a new Minecraft game. This time, though, it's very, very different.
It was a time of great adventure and danger. Shunned by his kin, an Illager wanders the land, seeking a new home. But all he found was hatred. Driven by rage against those who wronged him, he wandered blind to whatever end.
Have you played Minecraft before?
No.
So you get the concept of Minecraft.
Yeah.
You normally run around in first person with a pickaxe and a bow and an arrow or whatever, and you basically smash blocks up and build stuff with other blocks, and you can create water and lava.
It's great,
and whatever.
yeah.
It's really exciting. Kids play it a lot, and it's very creative. Okay. Now this is nothing like that. It's a top-down kind of hack and slasher type game.
Okay. A bit different to the usual kind of Minecraft.
Very different. The map looks exactly like Minecraft, so everything's blocky, and it's out on the Nintendo Switch. It's just been released, and you run around and slash the zombies and the spiders and whatever, and that's kind of it. And it's not. You can't build anything. You can't destroy anything in the environment. You're literally just playing a hack and slasher in the world of Minecraft. So it's great if you've got a kid who loves Minecraft and you want to be able to play the type of game that perhaps as a parent you might be able to handle.
But this isn't your...
It's really not my bag at all.
Right.
It's just not a proper Minecraft
Do you feel
game.
like you've been missold?
Yeah. It's just got the Minecraft skin on a boring slasher game.
So what would you give it out of 10?
It's a 6 out of 10, but I would say if you've got kids, get it with them because they'll love playing it because, of course, it's Minecraft. The only other thing I wanted to say was that like in Lord of the Rings at the beginning where there's that woman's voiceover and she's going, 1 ring to rule them all.
That was me.
It was you doing that voice.
Again, voiceover available.
The game starts like that, which is really odd, and I think it might be the same voice.
Oh.
It says,
she's busy during lockdown.
Well, yeah, I think she says something like Minecraft dungeons. There's an evil boss. So it's very strange, but anyway. Also on the Switch, this frame rate isn't particularly good. I think that's unforgivable because it's not a very complicated game. It should really run super smooth. So it's a 6 out of 10.
Maybe it was a slash and hack sort of
job to put it together.
Yeah. If that tickles your fancy, Minecraft Dungeons Hero Edition is out now on PC and consoles for around £17.
Now, I've been excited about this game since it was announced. I saw a trailer actually for it, and then I thought, let's give it a go. It's Desperados 3.
There is no such thing as good or bad. There's only what you want and what you do to get it. And when life gives you lemons, you squeeze them in the eyes of your enemies.
There's a song about that.
Desperado. Monte Carlo. I don't think it's set in Monte Carlo. But you star as Johnny, and you start off as a kid, and your dad's, we recorded this on Father's Day. Your dad's like, oh, hi, little Johnny, come over here. I'll teach you the ways of being a cowboy.
That's nice.
And then he throws a knife in someone's neck. And little Johnny's like, oh, I can help you, Dad. I've got a coin that can distract the bad guys. So he throws a little coin to the corner, and the bad guys go, ooh, what was that noise? Let's go and investigate. And then his dad jumps down and brutally murders them all. It's horrendous. I was not expecting this for a game at all.
What has this got like an age range in it?
I think
age restriction?
I think it's an 18. It's one of the most brutal games I've ever played, to be honest with you. It's a bit fiddly. I really enjoyed it.
That's horrendous.
It is a bit.
That's awful.
And then
who needs that?
It's not a spoiler. The first 15 minutes is on our Twitter page now, actually, at Naked Gaming Pod. Once you get past the training mission, you become a brutal murderer. Obviously.
This is obviously where my training came from.
Oh wow! What, playing this game? Anyway, it was quite fun to play. Johnny Milner.
Johnny
Barrow. I loved it, but it's far too expensive to buy.
How much?
It's £45 to buy, and it's quite a simple looking game.
Oh, I'm going to say The Last of Us is 55.
I know, but The Last of Us is like it's had years of development. This is quite a simple looking game. It is available now though for Windows, PlayStation, and Xbox, but it's a bit too expensive, I would say.
Not the Switch?
No, sadly not at the moment, but I'd say 6.5 out of 10.
Well, this is the Naked Gaming Podcast with Chris Barrow and Lee Milner.
And don't forget, there's a video version of this bad boy available soon.
Wow.
On our YouTube channel. Just look for Naked Gaming Podcast, Lee Milner, Chris Barrow.
Now, it's time for our retro revival feature.
I do like retro, and you like a bit of retro.
My favourite.
We were going to play Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, which is really cool. Did you play that as a kid? It was on Game Boy and then they did it for PlayStation 1.
I used to play with my sister. Yeah.
It's so cool. But
it was a good one.
They delayed it.
As I was wondering.
It was supposed to come out on May the 26th, and I thought, well, that's stupid because it should have come out on May the 4th, Star Wars Day. But they've just delayed it, and we don't actually know.
Is it to do with coronavirus, perhaps?
Yeah, I think it is actually to do with that. So fair enough, let it come when it's ready. But we did
that'd be great on the Switch.
It would be, wouldn't it? We'd well play that.
When we can go on holiday, and you're there with your little, on the airplane.
Pod racing on the plane?
Yeah.
We should do that when we go. Okay, I'll write it down. But Burnout Paradise has been remastered and released for Nintendo Switch. Now, we wanted to go head-to-head in this game, but you can't play two-player.
Oh.
I was like...
only for single people.
Yes. I was like, we're going to go head-to-head, have a bit of a race, But have you played the Burnout, the original, before? It's really cool. It's very fast-paced. You like a racer as well.
I do like a racer.
But this one is... Do
you remember, did you ever used to play V-Rally on Sega?
Yeah.
V-Rally?
Yeah.
Oh my God. My dad used to absolutely, nail it. And, when you're younger and you play with your mum or your dad and then you usually let you win. My dad, you've met my dad, obviously.
He wouldn't have let you
He's
win.
like, no, you must die! Literally. And he'd, literally, just kill me.
Wow. Burnout Paradise has been remastered, but I forgot how bad it was.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad.
So what you do, instead of having tracks to race around, they give you a big city and they go get from point A to B, good luck getting there.
Yeah.
And you sort of think, but I want to race around the track, I want to do the crash
good old
events.
days.
It's getting a 0 because it's a stupid game.
Oh.
Don't bother. 45 quid as
Bit
well.
harsh
That's
for 0.
45 quid, especially on the Switch. The only funny thing is that, you know, like places have mottos, like Latin mottos.
Yeah.
The Burnout Paradise motto is Loco pedal ut metal.
And of course you'll know what that means.
Which means put the pedal to the metal.
That's not a cool way of saying it, but okay.
But anyway, it's out now, but don't bother.
Power up.
This is the Naked Gaming Podcast with Chris Barrow.
And Lee Milner.
Oh.
I got in there.
Okay then.
Sorry.
Don't forget the video version, by the way. We are currently recording this on many mobile devices.
Yeah. You've got a light this time.
I've got a light, fancy light.
Why have you got a fancy light this time?
I need one, darling.
Why don't I have a fancy light?
Because you're not a star.
Oh, thanks. That's nice.
Darling. Anyway, it's time now for our simulator of the month. Remember our transporter reporter.
It's like
how long does it take you to write these scripts?
Transporter reporter.
Anyway, transporter reporter Alex Rhodes saying this in our last episode. Play the clip.
You see, it has the tendency to run unskippable ads. It's free to download, so I get it. That's for Subway Simulator 3D. Wow. Fortunately, my life isn't quite that tragic yet.
My life isn't that tragic yet, he says. Well, it is now.
Cheers for this, guys. So you can see I've already named my character, Big Al. I thought that was a good, subway driver name. So there's driver mode, passenger mode, where you just sit on the train, and mission mode. But that's coming soon. That's not completed yet. So let's just go with driver mode. I can sit on a train in my own time. Well, I can't because of coronavirus, but, Okay, here's the line. I'm going to pick the 81-717.2M, of course, the Lamborghini of trains. Oh, right, so I'm off. I'm off already. And yes, it is 3D, it is a subway, and it is simulating me driving it at the moment. It's kind of first-person view. I'm in the cab. I've got a mug down there. I think I need an empty pot noodle to give that kind of real sort of authentic subway driver feel. I'm up to 51 kilometers an hour. There's a 70 speed limit. Let's just speed up. And there's an autopilot mode, but that's for VIP only. So if you're prepared to pay extra, you can just not play the game at all. Oh, I'm well above the speed limit. Slower. Ooh, I'm on a platform. Right, that was the sound of my passengers boarding. I've now got 15 passengers. Full speed. Let's get them going. The best thing is you can set off without letting everyone on, just like a real subway underground driver. Yeah, mind the gap, you idiot. Oh, the mood of the passengers is 100%. I don't know about you, but last time I caught the London Underground, my mood wasn't 100%. I wasn't like, this is my happy place. Aha, I can see my passengers. Well, they do look quite despondent, which is very true to life. Just sort of sat there, staring at nothing. That's what we like to see. You get brief flashes of outside, but with a train simulator, at least you'd be able to see the countryside. It's mainly just concrete. It's like a really boring roller coaster. And I know there's different levels, you can go on the London Underground and things, but surely a concrete tunnel looks like a concrete tunnel anywhere. You're not yes, I recognise the dappling on the concrete walls. That must be the Moscow Underground. The scenic Moscow Underground. Oh, I'm still over the speed limit, but... Oh, go away, advert. Wait, you were removed from the line? You have 5 fines. Wrong stop and speeding. Oh, I have to write an explanatory letter to the chief of Subway Simulator 3D. I oversped 3 times. I stopped the train in the wrong place 1 time. Enter text here. Oh, right, I can customise my own letter of apology. Sorry for driving train bad. I've got to sign it. Oh, I've been acquitted. After my heartfelt letter, they have let me back on the line. Right, well, that's the end of that level. I was just about to say, what's the penalty for speeding? It's not like there's a subway. There's not going to be a police subway that chases me and orders me to pull over, but this is what happens. You get chucked off the line. The career of Big Al, the subway driver, has been cut mercilessly short. He made it about 2 stops into his first trip and was removed for disgraceful conduct. I hope you guys are happy.
Thanks Thanks, Alex Rhodes. What are we going to do with him next, Chris?
So many options. Have to tune in.
Maybe we could ask people to get in touch and that they can give him a challenge.
What, like Challenge Alex?
Challenge Alex.
Wow.
He's like the Annika Rice of the podcast.
He looks like Annika Rice
Yeah,
as well.
there you are.
Good luck, Alex. You can find out more about his adventures at Naked Gaming Pod on Twitter. Let's have a quick look through the mailbag, the messages we've got this month. Quite a few people saying they're playing Last of Us Part 2 and really enjoying it, although a lot of people crying because it's so sad in the storyline.
Get yourself together, man.
Come on, pull yourself together. Somebody tweeted us, actually, saying that without gaming, because they'd been furloughed, without gaming they would have struggled to get through the whole last few months. So gaming has actually proved to be a huge lifeline for some people.
Also, like Mike and Gary,
Yeah.
they've been keeping in touch. And I think a lot of people have been doing exactly that.
They've been gaming every day together.
Yeah.
Apparently they play at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, we'd love stories like that. And if you have a great story, remember you can always get in touch at Naked Gaming Pod. Send us a tweet or a message, and you never know, you might end up featuring on this very podcast.
Also, just as a side note, Alex and I were on the BBC's coronavirus newscast together, but we didn't realise. So I did some commentary of Bailey the bunny in the garden.
Look at the state of him.
Yeah, he's a bit of a disgrace. And Alex also did commentary of another animal, and then we were featured in the same bit, but we both didn't know.
Oh!
So why don't we check that out? Here it is.
Deep in the heart of a flat in Hackney Downs, it has never been a better time to be a houseplant. Usually, my girlfriend's house is one of the most inhospitable places on planet Earth. Even the mighty cactus can only survive for a month at the very most before being slung unceremoniously into the green waste bin.
And here we have a Bailey the rabbit in his natural habitat, running through the special assault course that was built for him by his mum and dad, who have far too much free time. There's the Tunnel of Dreams, the wooden ramp corner thing, and the other wooden ramp corner thing. But there he is, look. What a prince of an animal.
Thank you to Alex, Lainey, Katie, and Chris Barrow from Radio 3.
Anyway, this is the Naked Gaming Podcast, and we recommend you subscribe to this one for Bailey-based banter.
Wow.
Rabbit
You
banter.
see him right now. He doesn't give... Oh, yeah.
A monkeys.
A monkeys,
A rabbits.
yeah. Rabbits, a bunnies.
Do you want to? Can I finish with the question from the quiz that we did the other day? You liked this question. What is bunny in South Africa? You know the answer, don't you? What is bunny? Do you remember? I'll do an action for you.
Oh, it's food.
Yeah, it's a curry in a bread.
It's curry in a bread. So if you ever go to South Africa and you order a bunny, you won't be getting a bunny, you'll be getting curry in a bread.
Well, hopefully.
There you are. There's your fact for the day. Enjoy.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next month. Peace out. Oh, we might drop the mics last time. Could we do that again?
Go on then.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Mind the dining table.